So for those of you who decided to execute the game plan that I gave you yesterday, along with using the confirmations that I've been teaching you on the 30-minute chart, you should have made over $100, if not thousands of dollars on the day trading SPY call options. I did end up having multiple wins on SPY call options, and I did not do put options on the day once. With that being said, if you thought today's game plan was phenomenal, wait until you see tonight's. The market is setting up for an amazing opportunity to be buying call options once again. I'm going to be walking you through the multiple daily chart patterns that I'm seeing to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices. I'm going to be giving you the new key levels of interest. Let's get straight into tonight's analysis. Then I'm going to be breaking down the trades that we ended up making today towards the end of the video. Let's get straight into it. So in terms of the money-making information, I'm going to start off by breaking it down to you. Because in terms of my game plans, I don't just blindly give you levels. I teach you how I come up with the levels, how I create the levels, and then I teach you what confirmations to use at this level, right? So with that being said, in terms of the SPY, there is a green, red, green pattern setting up on the daily chart. And what that typically means is the next day can be another bullish trend day. So in terms of the similarities, this is the daily pattern that looks the most similar. So we're going to be starting off with this foundational piece to look for heading into the market tomorrow. Let's get straight into it. So as you can see right here, the SPY is having a green bullish trend slanted to the upside. The SPY is having a green bullish trend slanted to the upside. Then you have a red candlestick in the middle. Then you have a red candlestick in the middle. Then you have another green candlestick. So if you do some comparison right here, you can visually see, right? If you're comparing this left-hand side to this right-hand side, the green, red, green pattern. And look at the similarities in terms of how the candlesticks look. They're nearly identical on the daily chart. This red daily candlestick looks just like this one. This green daily candlestick looks identical to this one. So we're going to be going with this one, right? Now, in terms of how it's angled, it's not angled the same. This one is more slanted to the right side. This one is more even. So I'm always looking at as many similarities in terms of how the candlestick patterns look when I'm trading the overall chart. But in terms of the daily chart, this candlestick looks exactly identical to this green candlestick. And then prior to that, you have the same trend, green bullish slanted to the upside, green, red, green. Main difference is it's not slanted to the right side. It's not slanted to the right side. But this is what you're going to want to look for in terms of the first level heading into the pre-market and market open tomorrow. It's going to be the following. If history repeats itself in a similar cycle, this is what you need to identify. As you can see in terms of the next day, it was a very strong bullish closing trend day. Now, for that to repeat, in a sense, what is going to be the first level to be buying call options heading into the market open? As you can see, the SPY ended up dropping 70 cents below the previous closing price, and then it went up all throughout the day. So in terms of levels, what we're going to do is we're going to take the previous closing price, 582.30, and then you're going to want to subtract like 60, 70 cents. So in terms of the first zone for call options heading into tomorrow, this is going to be the first zone. 582.30, the previous closing price, and then slightly under that, 581.70. That is going to be your zone. So if we're looking at the SPY heading into the pre-market and then towards market open, if the SPY is floating slightly under the previous closing price or slightly at or above the previous closing price, and you are seeing a bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmation, it could be from 9 to 9:30 closing in the pre-market towards that zone, or you can wait, 9:30 to 10 a.m. towards the first 30-minute candlestick to close during normal trading hours. If it's closing bullish, if you're seeing a nice bullish 30-minute confirmation, a nice trend reversal confirmation towards that support level, you're going to want to be buying call options. If that is what happens heading into pre-market and within the first hour of the market open tomorrow, as long as we are holding above 581.70 and you're starting to see the previous closing price reacting as a support, and then in terms of the resistance level to go with, this would be the highest level, right? So the SPY's holding above 581.70. The SPY's holding the previous closing price. If you're seeing that react to support, you can try to buy calls. In terms of the resistance level, if you're seeing 582.50 react to support on the 30-minute chart, that's another confirmation in terms of the highest levels. That's going to be the first zone. Now, in terms of what I just said, the pre-market has to be reacting bullish at that overall zone. The first 30 minutes has to be reacting bullish. If we are not getting bullish 30-minute confirmations towards that zone, then avoid calls, because that's just one of the patterns that I'm seeing on the daily chart. Based off of what I'm seeing on the overall daily chart, it's going to be setting up for great opportunities to be buying the dip. But if the SPY is reacting extremely bearish at 582.30, it's going to try to drop first. So use confirmations. It's extremely important, right? In terms of the other daily patterns that I'm seeing with this, you can see right here, green, red, green, and this is more slanted to the right side. In terms of this day, it topped at the previous day highs, and then it ended up bottoming towards the previous day lows, right? And I went back throughout the chart history and I've analyzed many patterns in terms of how SPY does this. You can see right here, green, red, green. And then in terms of this situation, it bottomed at the previous closing price, just like the first one I showed you. Then it started to spike, had a nice little drop, right? I went back throughout the chart history and I've analyzed what tends to happen when SPY forms this pattern. You're going to see, man, so many times, if it reacts as that previous closing price as support, it's going to be such a great opportunity for calls, because just look at how many fucking times slanted right to the downside, green, red, green, break above previous closing price, strong bullish day. It's occurred so many times in that sense, right? So in terms of the other levels for calls, these are going to be the levels if the SPY is reacting bearish at the market open, if the SPY is reacting bearish in the pre-market, if it's just reacting bearish in general, going under 581.70, right? So if we're dropping under 581.70, it's reacting bearish. Look for calls at the lower levels. So the bears are going to try to gain some control if we can't break above 582.30, but for full control in terms of the breakdown, if we go under 581.70, and we're forming bearish 30-minute confirmations, it breaks below that level, spikes back up to retest, forms lower highs, forms new resistance, continues to drop. These are going to be the lower levels for calls. I have two more zones. The middle level is going to be 580.80. The lower level is going to be 579.80 to 579, right? So if we're reacting bearish, and the SPY is going under 581.70, and there's just no bullish confirmations later on throughout the day through 581.70, look for calls at the lower levels. Be extremely meticulous, right? So if the bears are taking full control and we're going under 581.70, it keeps topping towards previous closing price. Keep an eye on 580.80, and then keep an eye on 579.80 to 579. Based off of what I'm seeing on the daily chart, the simplicity is if it's reacting bullish, and it's just maintaining above 581.70. It should be such a great opportunity to just buy calls. Very fucking simple. It's going to be a little bit more complex. If there's no bullish confirmation at that level towards the previous closing price, towards 581.70, and we're reacting bearish at that level, it's going to be more difficult. So if it's going to be more difficult to catch the overall bottom, and again, we're using levels and we're using confirmation at these levels to catch the bottom of these reversals, my main strategy is trend reversals, right? So with that being said, the best thing you can do if it's reacting bearish is to just focus on the lowest best level, which would be 579.80 to 579. You could even scale in some at the higher zone and then add some at the lower zone to get an average in instead of just sizing in at the higher level, right? If you're more of a professional and you're seeing an amazing fucking confirmation, 580.80, you can go with that level, right? So that's the middle level. The best level, if SPY reacts bearish, 579 to 579.80. If SPY reacts bearish under that 581.80, keep an eye on 580.80, but it's going to be more difficult and use a very strong confirmation because it's not considered the best level because it could potentially drop to the lower level, right? That's what I'm telling you to do, man. Trade the best setups, the best fucking prices. Use those key levels at those confirmations. You should not have a problem. The simplicity in this is if it reacts bullish, buy calls in between the zone, 581.70 to 582.20. If it reacts bearish, the best fucking thing you could do is just buy the calls at 579.80 to 579. But like I said, if you're more professional and you want to trade the middle level and you see the perfect confirmation, consider 580.80. Very simple, man. With that being said, that's going to be tomorrow's game plan. You use that game plan, you should not have a problem making money heading into the market. If you understand how to trade and how to be profitable with a win rate as low as 50%, you should do absolutely phenomenal because I'm telling you, it's going to be a great opportunity likely to be buying call options at those levels with the proper confirmation. So if the confirmation's there, get in on the confirmation, man. In a sense, if there was just no fucking confirmation, I would feel fairly comfortable with that daily chart pattern to just kind of blindly buy in at 579.80 to 579. I don't encourage that, but without a doubt, if this is reacting bearish, it should bounce at 579 first, man. That's such a great fucking level based off the daily chart. So I showed you, man, the daily chart patterns, very, very simple. I came up with 3 zones. I came up with 3 simple zones using all of those daily chart patterns. And I made it very, very clear in terms of all the daily chart patterns. With the similarities, this one had the most similarities in terms of this daily candlestick. So if you're just seeing the SPY is maintaining, 581.60, 581.70, and we're turning previous closing price into support, buy the fucking calls off the fucking rip. It's going to run and have a strong bullish day. Now, in terms of puts, I have no interest in puts heading into tomorrow in terms of this nightly game plan, right? As the market's moving, as we're getting new candlesticks and new levels are developing, obviously that can change, right? This is just the nightly game plan before. There's the morning game plan, and then there's the new game plans that are developing as the bull and bear traps are getting set, right? But with that being said, in terms of the nightly game plan, man, we've been capturing this daily chart pattern extremely well. We use the daily chart pattern to buy calls multiple times, man. It was such a simple trading strategy. I made it very, very clear using the daily chart pattern. As long as we're holding above 578, the bulls are in control. So if you just looked at the chart, the bulls were in control for the entire day. We had a very nice break above the previous closing price, right? And then we had a new floor after the breakout. So we had the break and retest. I talk about this all the time. SPY broke above the previous closing price. I told you, if it holds above 578, it's bullish. It held above 578, it's bullish. It had a massive breakout to 581, and I told you 581 is make or break. If it reacts as a resistance, we're going to drop back down to the previous closing price. So it's normal. If SPY is a massive break above 579 and then tops at the 581 make or break resistance level, it's normal for it to come back down to that previous resistance at 579. And then if you're seeing a floor with the green, red, green pattern, buy call options. So in terms of my first trade on the day, it was very strategic. I used my game plan. At 12:34 p.m., I bought 581 SPY calls at 62 cents. I remembered the game plan. The game plan said the bulls are in full control if the SPY holds above 578. It was bottoming at higher support at 579. It had a massive breakout to 581. It failed to continue to run. It reacted as a resistance, which is normal. Within 30 fucking minutes, it went from 579 to 581. It's normal to have a pullback at such a strong make or break resistance, man. You could just clearly see. Look at the fucking chart. All the answers are in the fucking chart. If you would just trade the chart instead of trading whatever else the fuck it is you're trading, you do so much better if you know the proper time frames to use on the chart with this system that I've created, the daily chart pattern, the 30-minute chart pattern, right? So you can just visually see 581, measure price action. This is support. If it reacts to support, we're going to 583, right? If it reacts as a resistance, we're going back down to the previous resistance. 580 to the previous closing price right here at 579.60, gap reversal strategy, right? SPY closes the gap, it starts to reverse at the gap. It tops at 581, it's very normal. 579 to 581, it breaks back down. Where's the previous resistance? The previous resistance is right here. The high of these 30-minute candles, the high of these 30-minute candles, the previous closing price, it's forming a higher floor. It's breaking out. It's forming a higher floor. What is the pattern I teach you all the time with bullish confirmations on a breakout and retest strategy or on a bullish reversal strategy? The green, red, green. This 30-minute pattern, we're using a daily chart pattern to confirm a foundation for a bullish trend day tomorrow, and we're breaking it down as well. It works with the 30-minute fucking chart. The same pattern that I'm showing you here, we're going to use on the daily chart to identify if it's going to be a bullish trend day at our key fucking levels, man. Get with the program. Green, red, look at this. Green, red, green, right? It starts to go up. Green, green, red, green. It starts to go up. Green, red, green, it starts to go up. Green, red, green, it starts to go up. Breakout, retest, higher floor, higher support, green, red, green. I'm in calls at 12:30 p.m. because the SPY held all the levels for the bulls to be in control. The SPY had a massive breakout above 579 going to 581. In order for us to break out above 581, we need to form higher support. We don't even need to break above 581. In order for us to potentially break out above 581, we need to form higher support. When we break out and we drop back down, we need to form higher support at the previous resistance. 580, 580, higher floor, higher floor, higher floor, higher floor. Look, man, I'm looking at this fucking chart and I'm saying to myself, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, man. Are you fucking kidding me? 2 hours and 30 fucking minutes. That's 2 hours and 30 fucking minutes holding above the higher support. And the 30-minute candlesticks are closing higher than the previous 30-minute candlesticks. It keeps trying to push above 581. We all know because we trade the fucking chart. If it breaks above 581, we go to 580 fucking 3. That's why I'm buying calls at the opening of this fucking 30-minute candlestick. I'm saying a green, red, green pattern. Are you getting this, man? This is the same shit I've been teaching you for years. It works non-stop. I'm trading what it is that I'm teaching you because this works and this is how I fucking trade. People aren't putting you onto this information because the way they're trading is something that they haven't created. This is what I've created with my third eye, with my mind, with the way that I perceive and view the market's perception, right? The overall price action. This is just common sense, man. So with that being said, man, that's why I bought calls at 12:30 p.m. If you didn't fucking see that, you're not listening to the videos. You're not using the confirmations. You're not using the fucking levels. It's just so fucking common sense. It had a strong break above resistance. It formed a higher floor for 2 hours. What more confirmation do you need? It had a breakout and it's forming a higher support for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Don't you think that's more than enough time to where it's finally gonna fucking break out? You think they're just gonna leave us at that fucking cliffhanger and drop back down? No. If it's held higher support for 2 fucking hours, we're breaking out. We're going the fuck up. Fuck waiting and buying above the breakout. We're getting in at that higher fucking support before it breaks out, selling into the fucking rip. So that was the play on calls, man. You see how fucking long it took me to make that first fucking trade? I waited to see if the bulls were in control. It held above the level, the bulls are in control. It had a break above the level, the bulls are in control. Measuring the fucking price action, if we go above 581, we're going straight to 583. So how can I confirm that's going to be a bullish breakout? 2.5 hours forming higher support above the previous resistance, breakout and retest, green, red, green confirmation. It's more than enough fucking time. All the confirmations are now in the 30-minute fucking chart. Buy calls. If you did not buy calls here at 12:30 p.m. and you watched the game plan yesterday, you lost. You are truly lost. You do not know how to trade. You do not understand this stuff, man. You need to focus on the videos and execute in terms of what I'm teaching you. That is more than enough time. If we're holding higher support on the break and retest for 2.5 fucking hours, it has to break out. It has to go up 80% plus of the fucking time, man. I give you the perfect fucking plan. The market with the 30-minute chart gives you the perfect fucking confirmations. And the best confirmation is to truly just wait, man. If it's forming higher support for 2 hours or 2.5 hours, that at the very most, it's usually 2 hours, the big move's gonna hit. If it's forming higher support for 2 fucking hours, the big move's gonna hit and it's likely gonna be fucking bullish. That's how I sold a market. That's why I ended up buying call options right here at the 12:30 p.m. mark on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick, right? So that was the overall trade in that situation. In terms of that trade, it was a fairly small win, man. In terms of today's price action, I didn't like it. It felt very slow and it felt very choppy to me. I didn't find it to be the easiest day in a sense, but I gave out great analysis, man. I told everyone in the analysis, man, look, this is extremely bullish. And then again, you should have been bullish right here. So right here at 2 p.m., you should have been bullish. The reason why you should have been bullish right here at 2 p.m. buying calls on the opening of this is because green, red, green, which is a bullish pattern, green, red, green, breaks out for 30 minutes. Green, red, green, breaks out for 30 fucking minutes. You don't even need to know the name of the fucking candlesticks, right? You don't need to sit here and read fucking books. Figure it out by looking at the chart, by having your third fucking eyes open, man. It's the green, red, fucking green. And look at the floor. This is resistance. Resistance is at 581. If it breaks above it, next resistance is at 583. It might not go there right away. So green, red, green, buy calls on the opening of the next 30 minutes. Why? Because this previous resistance at 581 is now a higher fucking floor. This pattern, green, red, green, after that went up for 30 minutes straight. What more confirmations do you need? It's doing the same exact fucking thing non-stop. You should have been bullish right here on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick at 12:30. You should have been bullish right here on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick at 2 p.m. Using what I teach, using the game plan, and you had your third fucking eye open and you're aware you should have been bullish and buying calls at those fucking levels and selling the fucking rips into the close of the 30-minute, man. That's how you should have traded today. I walked you through it, man. So in terms of what I did, I ended up buying those calls. I got a fairly good entry. So in terms of the 581 calls, this is where I got in. I'm going to walk you through this at 12:34 p.m. So in terms of 12:34 p.m., this is where I got in towards the exact close on the day. Like I said, I was watching the market the entire day. In terms of my high fucking standards to enter a trade, I like to wait the vast majority of the time. I waited for the breakout. I waited for the retest. I waited for the green, red, green confirmation, man. Do you see how long I waited? The longer you wait, the better confirmation you can get. Breakout and retest. Bulls are in control. It's holding the new level. It's forming higher support. 2 hours of bullish higher support. Well, that's more than enough fucking time, man. I would feel a lot more confident buying 2 hours after higher support versus buying 30 minutes into higher support. Because it's a time game, and it's a theta decay game as well with the options. You got to know the times. In terms of max times, I'll tell you, it tends to be 2 hours at the level. If it's sitting 2 hours at the fucking level with a reason to buy at the level, it's going to be in your favor very likely. And the reason to buy was the daily chart pattern foundation, the break and retest, and the green, red, green. And 2 hours is typically the max time frame where the big move is going to be in your fucking favor, man. You got to wait sometimes. So it's a lot easier to trade when you wait for everything to just be perfect. And in terms of everything being perfect, time as well with options. You know, theta is very, very fucking real, right? But in terms of a good confirmation, 2 fucking hours. If we're just sitting 2 hours forming higher support, that's great confirmation. So I got in right here. And then when I got in at 60 cents, a couple minutes later, it ended up going to 80 cents, right? The contracts went up like nearly 40%. I said trim, I said trim, I said trim. We sold the vast majority into the rip, into the 70s. And then I got out the rest at break even because I didn't like the price action, right? So in terms of that situation, it was a smaller win for us. It was like 35%. But sometimes you got to take what the market gives you. In terms of what I've noticed, in terms of bigger winnings, man, it tends to be more challenging when the market's moving slow, right? That's something I have to work on in a sense. If I don't like the price action and the market's moving slow and I get a nice big move in my favor, I do tend to just get out because I like that. And I understand if the market's moving shit and it's moving fucking slow, but I timed it right and the contracts just went up 30, 40, 50%. In a lot of situations, I'll sell because a lot of the times that theta decay and just holding, it can easily drop back down and you don't want to experience that. And also, it's just very painful to hold in a slow market environment. I haven't liked the price action the past 2 days. So in terms of my experience as of where I've been lately, if the market's just moving slow, I'll tend to not hold as long and I'll tend to aim for the smaller wins. But if I time it right and I get a nice quick 30 to 50% win, I'll take it at times. But I gave very clear analysis in the chat. You know, I gave 2 situations and it ended up being that one where it's just going to likely have a bullish slanted trend, man. But like I said, you should have been in on call options at fucking 2 p.m., man. Look, it's a lot easier to trade when the chart is fully developed. So if you didn't buy it, you should have been in calls at 12:30, and then you should have definitely been in calls at fucking 2 p.m., man. Because look at this, man. It's just so fucking simple. If you measure the move, if 581 reacts to support on the 30-minute chart, the SPY is on pace to go to 583.30. So you can see right here, there's resistance at 581.66. That's the middle of the fucking move. Now look, you have resistance right here, 580.80. The SPY has a break above the resistance, right? Breakout and retest. If it drops back down to that previous resistance and there's a bullish confirmation, what's the bullish confirmation? Green, red, green. Buy calls on the opening of the 30-minute. You should have been in on that, especially because it already worked earlier in the day. This was previous resistance at 579.90. 581 resistance drops back down. Green, red, green. Next 30 minutes was bullish. If you are not seeing this stuff, you are fucking blind. Do you understand, man? There's people out there, they don't believe in trading the chart. They don't believe in technical analysis. Dude, they're fucking crazy. This shit works. Everything I'm fucking teaching you works. I have over 10 years of fucking trading experience doing this. You think I'm gonna hop on here, show my fucking face, have my fucking companies, and come on here and teach you stuff that doesn't work? No. We give you the levels. I show you how I create the levels, and what I'm teaching you works, and you can trade in terms of how I trade. I'm literally trading. It is the way that I'm teaching you. It works. Be disciplined and wait. You have all the time in the fucking world. Higher support above previous resistance. And it's not even that big of a fucking breakout. And if you measure the move, 583, trade the fucking chart. You want the fucking answers. It's in the fucking chart. It's not in some fucking book. It's all in the fucking chart, man. You just have to learn how to read the chart. You got to learn how to read the fucking chart, not how to read the fucking books of all this shit. Oh, what candlesticks work best? What works this? Look, man, the chart is going to give you all the fucking answers. I'm a master. I'm a fucking specialist at identifying trends and capturing these trends in real time. You see how I'm showing you how to identify that trend and capture it in real time? Everything it is that I'm showing you will keep on happening. Sometimes it happens a couple times a week. Sometimes everything I fucking show you disappears for a fucking week or two. And if it disappears for a week or two, that's when the market is testing you. The market is always going to test you. Sometimes the market is going to feed you. It's going to give you so many opportunities and you're going to be fucking killing it. And your account's going to be going up a lot more normally than usual. And you're going to be on your fucking high horse. But then next fucking week or next fucking month, everything's gonna fucking disappear. It's testing you. It's testing you to see if you're aware. If you're aware that the opportunity, that the pattern is not there. If you're aware, oh man, the market's slowing down. Oh man, the setups aren't here. Then, since you are aware, you can be disciplined. How the fuck are you supposed to be disciplined if you're not fucking aware of what to fucking look for, right? You know how to identify the trends. You capture the trends in real fucking time. Using your awareness, using your discipline, you trade the best setups at the best fucking prices. I am putting you onto the game that fucking works. This is simplicity. It's so fucking simple to trade this way. Everyone has their system. Everyone has something that works for them. I'm telling you, this system works. You just have to be aware and disciplined at all times. And you have to be aware of how the market's going to test you in terms of fear of missing out, in terms of disappearing. Wow, such a great week. The market fed us so many fucking trades. Next fucking week, dude, where'd all the strategies go? The market disappeared. Did you disappear? Oh shit, why did he disappear? He disappeared because the market's not fucking feeding him. He's adapting. He's aware. He's disciplined enough to stick to what fucking works. How the fuck are you gonna, if it doesn't, if you have to stick to what works, right? If you unfucking stick to what works, then you're gonna start losing fucking money at the speed of fucking light. And we don't fucking do that over here. You gotta have the knowledge, you gotta have the education, you gotta be sharp, you gotta be on the fucking ball. You have to have your third fucking eye open at all fucking times and be disciplined. Look at how fucking amazing that plan was yesterday with the confirmations, right? So now compare what I gave you yesterday and with the 30-minute confirmations that I've been teaching you, and then look what's gonna happen the next day and the next day. Ask yourself, man, is it as good as the last time? Are the setups as amazing? Are the levels there? Are the confirmations there? Man, remember that one day it worked so fucking well, everything was there? The market's just not giving it to us, man. Maybe the market's not even hitting our levels, or maybe it's not giving us the right confirmations on our levels. Remember the true best days, man. They're gonna come back. Raise your fucking standards. The bar is up fucking here. Raise your fucking standards. The market's always going to try to take your money. The market's always going to try to fucking test you, man. You got to be on your game at all fucking time. Reset every single fucking day. Know what to look for, man. Fuck that high horse, man. The market's going to trap you in a situation. Reset every single fucking day. Know exactly what to look for and stay fucking disciplined to a simplicity system that fucking works, man. So use what I've just taught you in prior levels and prior bullshit. Dude, it's just like, it was so fucking genius, man. We had the daily chart pattern, right? We had this daily chart pattern. We had the fucking levels. We had all the confirmations. How much more simple can it get? Resistance, break above resistance, drop back down, retest, support, 2 hour fucking confirmation, green, red, fucking green. Buy calls opening next 30 fucking minutes for the breakout. Higher support, higher support, higher support. Measure moves to 583. We're at 581.60. We're half the move of the previous resistant breakout. Previous resistance reacts to support. Green, red, green. It already worked. Green, red, green. Calls it open. 30-minute. Breaks out. It's like, dude, come on, man. It's so fucking simple. Who the fuck do you know is teaching you this? What video, what book have you fucking read? What video have you fucking watched that is giving you this fucking information? This is coming from my fucking eyes, my fucking heart, my fucking soul. And that's what I fucking trade with, man. I'm trading with my fucking mind. I'm trading with my fucking third eye. I'm trading with my fucking heart and fucking soul. I ain't trading with all this other shit that's out there. I know what fucking works. I will adapt. If it stops fucking working, I'll reinvent the whole fucking wheel, man. Use this shit. It fucking works. I'm not going to put myself out there and give you something that doesn't fucking work, but you have to work with it, man. The market's going to test you at all fucking times, man. So I hope that helps in a sense. It should have been fairly easy. If you use what I've been teaching you, we talk about this all the time. The breakout and retest at the key levels. I talk about this all the time on a bullish confirmation at the level, 2 fucking hours. It's got to work in our favor if it's forming the higher support. I talk about this all the time. The green, red, green. We're not just talking about this. We're doing this in real time. Everything it is that I'm preparing for you, we trade in real fucking time. You understand? Traders fucking society. That's what we fucking do. We fucking trade over here. I give you the money-making plan a day before the market opens. I show you exactly what to fucking look for. I give you the fucking levels, and I give you the confirmations to use at the fucking levels. Losing is a fucking choice. Red is a fucking choice. I show you how to make money and I give you the plan to make fucking money, man. With that being said, man, I give you the opportunity to be self-sufficient and to get fucking results on your fucking own. Now, the only thing that stands between that is you. It's you versus you. You got to execute and you got to take fucking actions and get yourself fucking results. I can do everything I can within my favor for you, right? To get you results. But at the end of the day, I can't take action and come to your fucking house and click the buy and sell button for you. That is just something that I can't do. But what I can do is I can give you the game plan. I can give you the strategies to use at the fucking levels, right? I can show you how to trade the fucking charts. I can give you the real-time entry. I can give you the real-time fucking exit. I can give you everything. It depends on how high you want to go with this in terms of the fucking levels. But at the end of the day, I give you the opportunity to be successful and to be self-sufficient and to give you the fucking plan before you join anything from me. And if you don't want to join our group, that's completely fine. Get results regardless, right? If you want to join our group and you don't have the money to, in a sense, well, you should be trading with some sort of money and you should be getting results with this information. Therefore, you should have enough to join the group if you do want to join the group in that sense, right? If you don't want to join, it's completely fine. But get fucking results. And remember, who put you on to this information? It's like I told you, man, if you study the history of my overall channel, it took me a very long time to get to this overall level. So be grateful and be thankful in terms of who gives you this overall information. And it's your choice on what you want to do with it. You want to execute, become the best, you versus you, that's completely fine. You want to execute, get results, and then eventually try out our group, that's completely fine too, right? You do you. But I'm giving you the opportunity to be self-sufficient regardless and to get results regardless and to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best fucking prices regardless, right? So if this is making you money and this is putting you on, man, look, if you know your friends or if you know your family who are interested in fucking trading, tell them who put you on to this, man. Don't go to your fucking friends and family and say, yeah, I figured this shit out all on my fucking own. I didn't learn this from anyone. No, fuck that. Appreciate fucking mentors. Appreciate people who are trying to help you out. And if you know someone who's interested, pass along the fucking knowledge. Tell them, look, I could show you, man, but I learned from this guy. You could check him out, but I'll show you some things as well, right? You can teach him hands-on if you like. It's completely fine, man. But just give credit where credit is fucking due. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of fucking snakes in this fucking industry who give nobody fucking credit. Fuck those people. If you learn something from someone, give them their fucking credit, especially if you're telling other people. So with that being said, man, that was the game plan for the SPY. That's how you should have read the market. And yeah, I had more trades. So in terms of the other trades, I did fairly well on SPX for such a shitty 30-minute, for such a shitty 30-minute power hour session. I would say the trades on SPX were fucking amazing. They couldn't have gotten better than this. So I ended up buying SPX calls, 5485 strike at 150 a contract at 3:31 p.m. So as soon as the last 30-minute candlestick on the day opened up, I ended up buying SPX call options, right? So I got in at 3:31 p.m. on those SPX calls, right? So we go to 3845 strike. You're going to see, as soon as I got in, look at this fucking move, man. This was insane. I got in right here at 3:31 p.m. The low is at 140 a contract. Next minute, there's a small drop, 141.60. You have 2 fucking minutes to get into the trade. Now watch this. And this is crazy, man. There's been so many times throughout the past 2 weeks where I take a trade at 3:30 p.m. and then 4 minutes later, it goes up 100%. Usually I'll get in SPY first, but in this situation, in terms of where SPX and SPY was trading at, it made sense to go with the middle strike on SPX. You're going to see at times SPY rarely has that strike in the middle. And sometimes depending on the expected move in price, it's going to not even make sense to go that far out on SPY. And you're going to have to go with the middle strike on SPX. I'm telling you, SPX has a huge edge within the market because it has a middle strike that SPY typically does not have, right? And that middle strike sets you up for a potential opportunity to buy just far enough out of the money to quickly sell in the money for a massive percentage gain. So look at this, man. As soon as I entered the trade, 2 minutes, it's just holding support. It's just consolidating. More than enough time to get in, right? Have your option chains open and fucking ready. 2 minutes later, it goes to 265. From 140 to 265, man, that's fucking phenomenal, man. Those are massive fucking gains. And I told everyone, trim, 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 sell the fucking rips quickly because we were up very, very nicely. And if you like, you can leave some runners till close because you guys are well aware, last 30 minutes, if we have a big move in our favor, it could be 300%, 500%, 1000%. So that was a phenomenal trade where I literally got in at the exact fucking lows and I said to trim at the fucking peak. And if you want, you can leave the fucking runners, right? The hardest part about trading is exiting. That is the hardest part about trading, man. Once you get the entry down, the entry is fucking easy, man, especially when you're buying or the money option contracts. You don't even need to get the entry fucking down. You can be down 50% and just hold the fucking trade and go in the money fucking later. You don't need a stop loss because your max risk per trade is your entire position size, right? Literally everything we put into these contracts could be our max risk per trade because they're so fucking cheap, right? Cheap, low risk, biggest percentage gains, right? So in that sense, the entry is the easiest part. The hardest part to trading is the exit, which is why you have to have a system that allows you to exit very properly. So in terms of that system, set profit stops to ensure that you don't go green to red, right? If you're green on a trade, you set a profit stop, you get stopped out for fucking green, right? Sell into the moves at key levels and move your fucking profit stops up. That way, if the market has a big move against you while you're up, you get stopped out for fucking profits. Now, next trade, 5840 SPX calls, 3:54 p.m. So as you can see right here, we go to the strike right here, 3:54 p.m. This is where I got in on the trade. I got in right here towards the lows, right? So towards the lows, 235. A minute later, it goes to 380. These fucking contracts, a minute later, literally went from 230. I was buying towards the lows of this 1 minute candle. I was buying in the 250s. A minute later, they go up nearly 100%. I said, trim, sell the rips. Everyone knows, especially when we're coming down to the fucking wire on SPX, if you're up like 30, 40, 50%, dude, start trimming, start locking in. If you want, you can leave some runners. And again, it depends on the overall play, man. Today's power hour was extremely shitty. But in terms of the dip buy opportunities for calls, if you were in and out within minutes, we're talking 30 to 60% gains very, very quickly, even 80% if you sold towards the peak, right? Within fucking minutes. If you didn't sell within fucking minutes and trim, you gave back 30, 50, 80% gains, and you can set profit stops. You can do that. You can sell market very fucking quickly. And I get it. In terms of power hours, sometimes we're going to want to hold till close. It depends on the overall play. But that's more of runners in certain situations, unless I'm extremely fucking confident, man. I mean, just based off today's kind of overall slower price action on how the market's moving these past 2 days, like, 581, we didn't go straight to fucking 583. It took a very long fucking time. It's annoying as fuck when the market's moving slow like that, especially towards the power hour trading session, which is why, in a sense, the best thing to do in certain situations is just to scalp it. If you get in and you're up like 50 to 80% within minutes, play it safe, trim. You could leave a fucking runner and set the fucking profit stops, man. It depends on the setup. If the setup's so fucking good, I might just look to hold the vast majority of the position. But always set those profit stops to the bare fucking minimum in that situation. You don't want to be up 30, 40, 50, 80% and then go red on the overall trade. That's a terrible fucking feeling, especially if it happens within 1 to 2 minutes. If you're up 50 to 100% within 1 to 2 minutes and then you flip to red, that is the worst fucking feeling. Now, obviously, it does fucking suck if you held a trade for a long period of fucking time. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of holding. And then you just give it all back. That fucking sucks even more, man. So set the fucking profit stops. Now, that's the overall moves that we ended up making on the overall day. That's the overall situation, man. It was a fairly decent day for call options. I will say in terms of the price action, it was tough in a sense. It was more of a scalping situation in a sense, man. But look, if you caught those two trades to buy calls here and buy calls here, you should have done fucking phenomenal, man. It was all there. In terms of self-sufficiency, you should have been in on calls here. You should have been in on calls here. Back to fucking back. Just looking at how I look at the market with the 30-minute chart. So remember who put you onto this, man, because I'm telling you, I've tested everything with trading the chart. That's what I do. That's what I believe in. And what I found to work the best is the daily chart and the 30-minute chart. Those two combined, you're fucking unstoppable, man. Daily chart, 30-minute chart, key levels, 30-minute confirmations. It does not get better than this, man. I'm telling you, that 30-minute fucking chart, right? And I do believe it's important to watch other time frames. I just believe in terms of a good balance of micro and macro and holding for bigger wins, that 30-minute time frame is the perfect one. And it tends to have the most patterns in terms of how I see the market and what it is I teach. That 30-minute chart tends to have the most patterns and best confirmations in my experience. And it works extremely well with the simple price action strategies like the breakout and retest, stuff like that, right? So use what it is that I'm teaching you and make your money, man. And then from there, you can do in terms of what it is that you want to do with that, man. You want to tell your friends, tell your family, put them on, teach them, and then you can tell them you learned from fucking me. If you want to join our group, that's cool too. You don't have to. With that being said, man, it's the first link down below in the description. If you want to trade alongside with us, you get access to a zero-date options trading alert system. We are known for buying cheap, far, low-risk, out-of-the-money option contracts. We're known for selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains possible in terms of the system that we've created with our trading. We don't use stop losses. We like to sell the moves, right? We tend to hold the overall losses. We don't like getting stopped out. There's a lot of times we'll be down 50% on a trade. We'll let the dead play expire worthless, or if we don't believe in it and it makes sense with a confirmation, we'll just sell the move, cut the loss quicker at 30, 40, 50%, put in our max risk per trade at the very most, right? This is the only system with real money where you can actually put in your entire position size as a max risk per trade, meaning in terms of what we're putting into these naked option contracts, if they go to zero, the most we lose is what we put in, and they're so fucking cheap, you should be able to put in at the max with one contract your max risk per trade. Therefore, you can put in your entire position size as your max risk per trade. You no longer need a stop loss. You're no longer stressed if you're down 50%, and you have the entire fucking day for the contracts to go in the fucking money, which is very possible if you hold the fucking trades on a bullish trend day or you hold the fucking trades on a bearish fucking trend day. It's going to be more harder in that situation if you did not time it properly and we're in more of a middle choppy day. But you get the fucking point, man. It's a strategic system where in terms of options give you options, and far out of the money options give you the best fucking options within day trading the overall market if you're trading with real money. And in terms of some more background to the system, we set profit stops to ensure that when we are green on a trade, we do not flip red. We move the profit stops higher to ensure if the market has a big move against our trade, we're going to capture the bulk of our profits and not just go green to green, but we're going to keep the vast majority of the green. And we sell into the moves at key levels in terms of trading. The hardest part is the fucking exit. We're doing everything within our favor to have a very strategic edge. And I'm telling you, the edge within this market is to buy something that's cheap, that's low risk, that has the biggest percentage gains. Something so cheap that can go up unlimited percent fucking profit potential. That can also drop massively and then later into the day go back in the fucking money, man. It's like you're able to do something within the market that you can't do without options. This is the beauty of trading fucking options. It allows you to do things within the market that you just can't do with fucking shares, man. SPY's priced at 582. Don't you want to control 100 shares of fucking SPY buying a cheap fucking contract at 50 fucking cents? This is the holy fucking grail of the fucking market, man. I'm putting you onto the fucking game. We've tested everything, man. Look, if you trade the charts, if you master the charts, you need to decide on what asset class you want to use with the candlesticks. If I'm sitting here and trading fucking candlesticks, what do I want to do? Do I want to trade fucking crypto? Do I want to trade fucking shares? Do I want to trade fucking penny stocks? Do I want to trade in the money options? Do I want to trade far the money option contracts if I'm doing real money? If I'm not trading with money at all, do I want to go with the prop firm route? You get to decide. But that chart is the foundation. And then from there, the foundation is the asset class. And in terms of the asset class, we go with options. And in terms of the ticker, we go with SPY. I'm telling you, master one fucking ticker. SPY has the most liquidity with the fucking options. SPY has the most predictable fucking chart patterns. If you trade one ticker for 10 fucking years with a lot of fucking liquidity with the best fucking option chain, it's going to become the best situation, man. I'm telling you, man, you master one thing, and that's what we mastered. You master price action, you master the chart, you start to figure out, okay, well, what's the best system I can create with this? What's going to give me a situation that's very cheap, very low risk? I'm going to have the, I can have the lowest win rate. I could be profitable with a 30% win rate. From there, you have a strong foundation. That's a strong foundation if you could be profitable with a low win rate. From there, you figure out how can I increase my win rate, right? Least important thing is the fucking win rate. Most people got it fucking backwards. Put yourself in something that is low risk. Look, man, this is putting yourself in a situation where it's like, it's not even fucking real. Fuck shares. We're controlling 100 fucking shares. We have the whole fucking day for the contracts to go in the fucking money on a bullish or bearish trend day. We can literally just hold the fucking trades. They'll go in the money at some fucking point, man. Go back throughout the chart history and look at all the strong bullish days and strong bearish days. If you have a somewhat good fucking entry and you're down a fuck ton on borrow the money option contracts, at some point they're going to go in the fucking money on a bullish to bearish trend day. We're doing everything to put traders at an edge to disrupt the market and to become so fucking profitable. I'm telling you, man, we've tested everything. This is the best system. One ticker, borrow the money options. This is the best fucking system. This is the highest tier and level of trading with real money, and we're putting traders onto it. We're the best at doing this. And I'm telling you, man, I have over a decade of experience in trading. And, like I said, we finally created, it took time, but we've created a very strategic system with everything it is that I've created. I started off trading ETFs, man. In terms of when I truly started off, I started off trading ETFs, man. I was trading fucking TVIX. I was trading fucking UGAC. I was trading all these different ETFs. Then I switched over to fucking penny stocks, and I was mainly shorting penny stocks. Then I switched over to fucking in the money options. Then I switched over to fucking out of the money options. And this is where I'm at now. And you could see in terms of what the future, who knows? The future could hold something else. I know there's other options out there. There is futures, there is prop firms, there is crypto, right? You get to decide on what you do with this. No hate in terms of what is that you're doing. It's just, this is what I've optimized for in terms of my, current system. If you study the evolution of the channel, you see where I started and you see where I am now, and it just keeps on fucking getting better, not fucking worse. So this is where we're at now, and this is what we believe to be is currently the best system in to have overall within the market, man. When we started trading SPY options on the option contracts, it was less than 100,000 on a strike. Now it's like multiple hundreds of thousands, man. As time goes on, more and more people are going to get involved into this, man. And it should be a situation where it's just easier to take other people's money, man, because they're new and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. But like I said, we actually teach people how to make money into what I believe is a more simplistic way to make money trading. Like I said, this is what I created. I find it very, simplistic approach in terms of my experience. I don't know how other people might view this because I'm not in their fucking shoes. I'm the one who actually created this. I'm not the one watching these videos in their shoes trying to learn that shit. That's different. Like I said, I didn't learn from fucking reading books or other fucking people. There might have been people on my journey who come along the way and they say, hey, I've been studying your stuff. It's great. You should try out the 30-minute chart. And they might say that. And then I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out on my own. See if it fucking works, right? I experiment like a mad fucking scientist. And I'm telling you, this 30-minute fucking chart is the best fucking thing I've ever fucking experienced with the overall trading. And then when I'm trading the 30-minute chart, I'll break it down to the 1 minute and 5 minute chart. So if you want to trade with us, we got a 90% plus win rate doing this. We're the best in the game doing this. If you want access to the system, you want access to real-time trailers, you want access to see everything it is that we're doing within the market, alerted real-time within the chat, right? It's the first link down below within the description. Based off tomorrow's game plan, we should be even greener than today, man. Tomorrow is setting up for a fairly easy day, depending on how it is actually setting up with the daily patterns that I gave you. But we should be green regardless, man. Tomorrow should be an absolute fucking phenomenal day. So I will see you guys within the chat tomorrow. With that being said, I'm signing off.